The cameras have been there for the ups and the downs of this experience. You can be given all these opportunities and this knowledge, and in the end, it's just up to me to make it work.
You've got some races that are really going to push me. A half Ironman is no joke for me.
There's still a lot of opportunity to get better. I think probably the most difficult thing is trying to balance your family and their needs and then your desire to get better. I really believe it's possible to keep a good perspective on your family life and still be a really good father and husband and a really competitive athlete. My ultimate #1 goal right now is to become as efficient an athlete as possible so that I can continue to get better and enjoy life as well. Today I'm working with Chris Lee, who's going to give me some tips for an upcoming Rev 3 triathlon I've got.
Good to meet you.
Nice to meet you too.
I've been a professional triathlete for the last 20 years and primarily focus on the 70.3 distance. Gatorade have approached me to help Ryan prepare for a 70.3, and I think he's had some shorter challenges in the last few months, and he's going to have to step it up a little. Let's go get changed and go hit the hills.
Sounds good.
Every day does have a purpose. It can be recovery, strength, endurance, threshold, and if you know what sessions are there for, you can build a program based on your key goal for the year.
The first session Chris and I did was a strength endurance session.
I want to take them to a hill, put in a big gear, and so that you're pushing a big gear and developing strength. At the same time, you're developing aerobic fitness.
What we were doing was a lower RPM, trying to stay at about 60 RPMs and high intensity for 3 minutes, and then we would take a 2-minute break. We repeated that 5 times. And basically what that's trying to do is allow me to push harder for longer. I still feel like I'm breathing hard, but not too bad.
First portion, which was very basic in terms of being 3 minutes of work, and we did 2 minutes of recovery. 35 seconds. Next week I'd like to see him progress to 5 minutes, then to 7, then to 10, then to 15. Generally the equation is half rest versus your work. Stop here.
It kind of gives me an idea of the exertion level I need. I feel like I could have kept going, but those 3-minute intervals, I was always happy when you were saying 10 seconds left.
Yeah.
And pushing it to 5 minutes might be about right, but beyond that, it's probably going to be really pushing where I am.
And what you'll find over time is you don't have to try harder. You'll end up just clicking down a bigger gear the next week and a bigger gear again, and then you realise, hey, I'm getting stronger and stronger and my heart rate's staying the same. So what I'd like to do now is continue up the hill, but we want to change our emphasis. Cadence now 85 to 90, and let's do 8-minute efforts with 4-minute recoveries. And this is an intensity just above race pace. Is that sort of cadence you'd race at?
I'd probably be a little harder.
The second session was trying to relate more to race scenario, and what we're trying to do there is get the cadence of that pedal motion the same as what you try to do in a race situation. You have your max here and you have your threshold here. The goal of training is to keep edging this up.
Right.
So you go, at the start of your program, you're operating at 65% of your max. You're hoping by the end, you're operating at 80 to 90%. Second one feels good, and you start to fatigue in the third. The good thing is it's getting to that point where he starts to stress and start to comprehend what he can maintain and what he shouldn't attempt to maintain.
With the first session, it's really like almost doing leg presses continually. So you're really using a lot of energy just to force your pedals. With the second session, you're engaging more of your cardiovascular system. So your legs aren't working quite as hard, but your cardiovascular system is, and you're sort of starting to train that threshold to kind of match your power.
With showing Ryan those sessions today, I think you can now understand the purpose of training and that each session has a purpose. In heading to the half Ironman, I think he hopefully has a good understanding of what intensity he needs to maintain. His knowledge and awareness is probably the biggest thing he can walk away with.
For me, the opportunity to spend even 2 or 3 hours with someone of Chris Lee's caliber is priceless. What Chris showed me today was that there needs to be a real focus to every training session. There's something that you're trying to accomplish rather than just simply getting the workout in. It all comes back to the sort of efficiency issue where, you know, you only have so much time, and especially you know, people like me who are just amateur endurance athletes who are trying to squeeze this into already busy lives, you want to get the most out of your training as possible. With the Chicago Tri, I started encountering some GI issues, and those showed up again in the Xterra National Championship race. I've been talking with Melissa over at GSSI, and she has been helping me kind of try to figure out what's going on. The Rev 3 race for sure is going to test the limits of my nutrition plan. I'm not going to be able to make major mistakes. It's going to have to all come together for this to go well.